Alright, what's going on, guys? It's Jeff. Last night I was playing and I ended up unlocking the Obsidian Sykovs. As you guys know, these things have just been absolutely terrorizing everything that is about Warzone / Modern Warfare. They've just been destroying everything in their path. A lot of people have stopped using Overkill in exchange for having these Sykovs because basically running around with two fully automatic 80-round drum, hyper fast time to kill secondaries is obviously, that gives you pretty immense freedom to be able to just use a regular secondary like that, and then off rip you can grab Ghost, restock, high alert, whatever. Last night I ended up getting them completely Obsidian. You know, that's like a few thousand kills or however long it takes. So today I ended up waking up and we ended up getting a patch here from Raven, which was actually a surprise. We didn't expect it to actually go live today. We expected any nerf or any like larger change to probably come with the update that will happen for season 3 or in the coming days. I already said that they were going to end up hitting the you know, the burst rifles, the Sykovs. So RCXD has been removed from buy station, so it's just gone completely. They didn't even change its location. It's just gone. They fixed the sniper scopes for Modern Warfare, so those should be fixed now. I did hear rumors though that the variable zoom on the other Cold War sniper rifles are actually still no glint, so I don't know. They gave a fat nerf to the Sykovs over here. So the usual class setup that people were running around with here was this setup right here. They were running around like this, or they would take off the monolithic and they would end up putting on either the sprint to fire rear grip here or the recoil control grip, which actually is not bad, by the way. Now, obviously, you could just control the recoil yourself or whatever, but this, if you want to shut your brain off, yeah, it helps a bunch. This is for the faster, you know, sprint to fire and all that stuff. Feels super good when you're pressing with it. But now, let's see. So, hip fire spread has been increased. Akimbo Sykov movement speed has been reduced by 5%. 80 round drums for the Sykovs also reduces your movement speed even more by another 5%. ADS movement speed has been reduced by 7%. When equipping the Sykov with the full auto and 80 round drums, your damage is reduced by 25%. That's basically all the changes that they have here. They fixed the sniper glint and they did a fat nerf to the Sykov. So this setup here, it's pretty much dead, but we can go ahead and try it and see, you know, what's going on with it. How bad is it really? How much more is the hip fire and stuff? I played a whole bunch of hardcore last night. Now we won't necessarily get to see the damage profile with these combos here, but we can kind of theory craft with other things. Now, a lot of people are throwing some ideas out there of what else you could do to potentially run this as a secondary still. Like take the 80 round drum mag off and then put the 20. But the issue with that is the 20 round is not going to be enough in Warzone in particular anyway, just because of the hip fire spread. Now, I mean, yeah, if you get really, really close, maybe it'll work. I don't really know if people are going to really be using them anymore. I don't know. They probably don't even want to mess around with the theory crafting anymore unless they start getting smoked by it again. People could try to swap to like a single Sykov. So JGod covers this. He says, odd, but the damage is reduced in Akimbo, not when you use the auto barrel and magazine. Single with 140mm and 80 mag still do normal damage. Akimbo was actually reduced by 25%. Too slow now, but time to kill is still good. So when you have Akimbo, that's when the damage changes. Okay, so I'm sure he's probably gonna make a whole video on that anyway. I'm not gonna sit there and read all of his tweets, but so JGod is saying that it's not even necessarily matching up with it, and that's what I was actually about to mention. Even when we get these patch notes, we don't know if what it says is even true for hours, maybe even days. So I actually don't know what the hip fire exactly looked like since I was playing in hardcore before. I am noticing the movement speed already. I definitely remember being much faster than this. Fake phase Jeb, yeah, man, you got me. Let the whole lobby know. That movement speed hit is also kind of a big deal as well, so I don't know. Killed my teammate by accident, sorry. Hip fire is a little bit wider now. I mean, obviously in hardcore, there's still no brain activity or whatever going on with this thing, so. I mean, I'm not noticing any more hit markers in particular with this. The numbers, yeah, it's probably nerfed, but in hardcore, you don't really see a difference. Hip fire might definitely be worse, but it only takes 1 to 2 bullets depending on the range anyway on this, so. I'm seeing so much Resident Evil Village stuff. Kotaku ended up tweeting out this little article saying that you don't want the large Resident Evil woman to get a hold of you or something like that, and it's like, everybody's replying, jokes on you? Yeah, I do. Lexus and I have been making jokes about this shit for months, ever since we ended up seeing the trailer with her in it. Me and her have been talking about her just taking over everything. It's fine. Yes, ma'am. She can do what she wants. That's fine. 2 hit markers, wow. I recorded so many reactions of people just getting smoked by these pistols just all last night and stuff, but I don't really. Be advised, UAV is bingo fuel. RTC will resupply. I've never seen that movement in my life. Slide to drop shot never works that fast. I've never seen that shit in my life.
Is that the real Jeff? It's fake, bro. This guy's a phony. How do you know?
He doesn't. He's just talking. This is all people do. They just sit around and just say shit with extreme confidence and people believe them.
Fake face Jeff.
Do you think you're gonna get a rise up out of me? I mean, come on, let's be honest.
Trash.
Now, yeah, now it's all of a sudden, I don't know. You sounded so confident, and now it's, I don't know, man. I'm sure you wouldn't take your time and waste your time trying to figure it out since you're so sure, right? This is a problem today. People be saying shit that, like, they have no idea what they're talking about. I mean, people do that all the time. Every single day, you see me say some stupid shit, but I don't say it with extreme confidence at all times. In front of people I don't even fucking know. Given I don't really talk to people. What other secondary is gonna be better than this, though? I mean, when we're looking at this, I don't know if any of these really outshine it. I mean, the M19 is honestly completely underrated in the akimbo, you know, version of itself. I usually smoke people all the time with that thing, but it wasn't considered like crazy OP or whatever. So, I mean, obviously you're probably not gonna be able to build anything that's crazy OP here either with this anymore, but it might still be the best pistol choice. So how would we want to build that? I mean, we could take akimbo off. It seems like akimbo is really what causes the issues here. Now, do we still run the 5 milliwatt laser? Probably not. The 80 round drum, we also lose some ADS speed. So what do we want to do with that? Do we go, we could go with the sprint to fire grip, the stipple. And I don't think they increase the recoil or anything like that. And for one of these in particular, I don't think that's that bad. The trigger action, I don't think they ever even fix the trigger action. Oh, wow, there's like a stippled trigger. Aim down sight speed, sprint to fire. Wow. I mean, given with a 20 round magazine as a secondary with this little thing in solos, that wouldn't be too bad. I'm gonna be honest. I mean, looking at it, it's not too bad. Now, since it has the monolithic on there and we can run this by, you know, default, it actually kind of gives it pretty good handling. It honestly probably has pretty good handling even with the 80 round. But akimbo probably dead here, so no point using 5 milliwatt either. I mean, you could still and just spray people with it. I mean, it is still 80 rounds. I don't really know where to go with this. Could also go sleight of hand, but it is 80 rounds, so not necessarily. Go tack laser if the ADS speed is really that slow with the 80 round drum on there. Monolithic, stuff like that. We'll go tack laser, let's try. I'm sure everybody will figure out the best class setup within a couple hours anyway, but I assume it's probably gonna be the single. Dude, so many people are complaining about the hot tub meta. I had so much random terrible things related to water happen within this house. The last thing I'm gonna do is ever put a fucking pool inside of this house. Ain't no hot tub and shit. I ain't gonna buy a house with a hot tub either. So it might not be the combination of the 80 round mag and the akimbo. It might just be just akimbo that reduces the damage, so. It's so weird ADSing with this. I don't know. Next time I play Warzone, I'll have to see if it's OP or not, or I mean, everybody else will test it way before me. I'm really gonna try my best to play more during the new, you know, map and everything and just try to, you know, keep up with everyone again, but I just need to teach it a grinder and just play. I mean, if the singular one still does a shit ton of damage and kills in a reasonable amount of time, I could totally see it being still a viable secondary. You just won't completely obliterate anyone and everyone that you come across. So I assume it still gets completely destroyed by like AS Val, FFAR, other stuff like that. I assume that's probably still the case. I mean, the singular one probably doesn't seem too bad. Or, I mean, if you are close enough, even the akimbos can still work, I guess, but that damage reduction overall is probably gonna make a big difference in Warzone. They nerfed the shit out of it within like a week. I'm pretty sure the SPR was actually broken longer than this was. But, I mean, we kind of had the hunch that this thing was gonna be broken by the time it ended up coming out anyway, since, you know, it was released a little bit early, kind of preemptively, and people did their tests on it, and they already, you know, came to the conclusion that that shit is probably broken. So running around with these, probably not the move anymore. I don't know what secondary I'm gonna run on here. Fuck.